It's too warm right now to wear that jacket. That's my outfit for the journey today. So I am off to Nottingham to see my dad and his partner Zizzy, and I've got 2 days there, and then I'm off to Dublin randomly. I've got 2 nights in Dublin, and then I am off to Pisa, which is not far from Florence. I'm going to stay 2 nights in Pisa and then off over to Florence. I think Florence is 5 nights before flying back to London and trying to get my way home from London. And I thought I'd just vlog the situation because there's definitely going to be some perfume, and I thought we'd start with my scent of the day. So this is my fragrance for travelling over to Nottingham. I'll be on the train, and this is a Dreamhouse Icurios Drifting. I have already just sprayed it on because I couldn't resist, but let's do a couple more. I love getting this all over my clothes because it just has that fresh, almost laundry, clean, musky scent about it. It's a lavender perfume for people that don't really always like lavender. It's like you took lavender and you stripped it of anything green and herbal and peppery, and you just have the smoothest, softest lavender floral scent, and then you mix that in with lots of lovely musk and a little bit of sweetness, and really that's mostly what I get from it. A very musky and clean skin scent kind of thing, but actually has quite decent projection, sillage, longevity, all of that stuff. You might be able to hear my cat sometimes doing a little bit of a snoring noise, so I may as well show you her now because she looks so cute and I'm going to miss her. So I think I'm going to go early to town. Before I get the train, I might have a little breakfast or something. Not sure what I'm going to show you and what I'm not, because I'm limited with storage space on the camera, but I will try and show you bits and pieces. Hello, so this is me. I'm in West Bridgford, which is near Nottingham. Just had 2 nights at my dad's place. So this is it's like a spare guest room in a, I don't know what you call it, but my dad's got a flat downstairs with his partner Zizzy, and this is a spare room that they can have guests stay in. So I won't bother showing you the room. It's quite simplistic. It's got 2 single beds, and I thought I'd just sort of show you my hair, because the thing is I am cabin luggage only, which means I have an issue with what hair products I can bring for this hair, which does require styling treatments and stuff, shampoos and conditioners. Anyway, I thought I had this. I thought I'd bring this because it's 100ml, so I can put that in the sandwich bag in the cabin luggage. But it is this copper colour, and I don't like it. I used to like it when I was growing out my grey hair. It was great to kind of cover up that line. And now seeing myself with a fake hair colour, I just didn't like it. And also it put a stain on my light coat. So I've managed to get most of it off with wet wipes. But yeah, I can't be using that for the next 10 days or whatever. So I have gone out and got a different gel in 100ml, thank God. Otherwise my hair, I can't not have gel or mousse in my hair. So really that's all. I thought I'd just show you my hair. And for those of you that might be interested, I mean so let me tell you what the product is. It's called hair makeup. The company's called Curlsmith, and it's a temporary colour styling gel, rinses in 1 wash. They are good if you need to cover up growing out hair, or just for a bit of fun, just for a bit of a change. But they are a bit of a pain in terms of if you're wearing something light, it might stain it. And it's a little bit drying on the hair. Apart from that, I think they're pretty good. But for me, this colour's, I just don't think it's for me anymore, since I've been sort of just mostly grey or slightly bluey, lilac-y greys. this sudden change to something quite warm is just not, it's not doing it for me. So that's it. I'm off to Dublin later today. I've just run a bath. There's no shower here. Just run a bath. I'm going to get in the bath and get ready and spend a couple of hours with my dad and his partner, and then catch the bus to the airport and then off to Dublin. So I will catch you on the other side.
It's like Estelle's dog.
Hello everyone, I am here in Pisa. This is a bridge. It's the Ponte Velo Cittadello, I think it's called. And I thought it was a really nice spot to just stop and show you. So I'm staying on this side of the bridge and I'm near the Leaning Tower of Pisa. My hostel is right near the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the Miracle Square and all of that, which is really, really nice. Of course, there'll be some footage of that. But I just wanted to stop here and quickly give you my scent of the day. So I am wearing the Zoologist. I keep wanting to call it the wrong thing. It's definitely Nightingale. I really have grown a new fondness for Nightingale since I featured it in a recent video. I think it was my Gothic video, and that just reminded me how lovely it is. And so I wore it after making that video once, and I decided to bring it here with me on holiday. And I've only bought a few perfumes, and this being one of them. So I've actually worn this now about 3 times, and I really, really enjoy it. There is something about there's this muskiness. It's really difficult to describe, like a little bit of a savoury muskiness in there, which I really enjoy. So it is plummy and floral. There's rose, there's plum. I've forgotten what else. I always forget. I think there's some woods. There might be a sandalwood or something. But there's this beautiful, beautiful muskiness that takes about half an hour or so to get there. But then when you do, it is really, really... That's a train. It is really quite delicious in a way, without being, it's not really gourmand, but there's just something addictive about it. That train is really noisy. It's you can't even see anything. So there was a normal train and then sort of like trailers, I guess, so really low to the ground, so you probably didn't see that. Anyhow, so yeah, Nightingale is my scent of the day. I'm really enjoying this one. I've had it many, many years, so there's not a lot left, but I would say this is right up there as one of my favourite zoologists. This is a little bit of Pisa. Hello everyone, so I thought I would just talk you through this little holiday that I'm on. This is the first part, so this is Nottingham, Dublin, Pisa. So you would have seen something already, I think, but I thought I would just talk you through what's happened, what fragrances I have with me, what I've smelled, and then the second part, which is just Florence, which is where I am right now. I've just arrived in Florence in the last couple of hours from Pisa. It was only about an hour and a bit on the train. Very nice little journey. So Florence will follow. I'm going to go and try and check out all the amazing fragrance boutiques here in Florence, but I did get to smell some stuff in Pisa as well, and even in Dublin. So first couple of days in Nottingham, I saw my dad and Zizi. We had a lot of fun. Zizi is my dad's partner, and we played with some toys in a garden centre. My dad is 80 years old. You wouldn't know it from how happy he was to play with some toys. You'll see anyway. I'll throw a little clip in here. So I had a lovely time with Dad and Zizi. I don't think I smelt anything there. No, I don't think I did. And so I'll gloss over that because it's not going to be that interesting for anyone. But then I got a flight to Dublin from East Midlands Airport. And it's all very random. I just kind of picked it out of nowhere. I wanted to get the train to see my dad, and then I knew there was the airport near them, and I just needed to get out of Nottingham and see where I could go. So I ended up going to Dublin, and I thought I'd have a couple of nights in Dublin. I stayed in a hostel, which it's been a few years since I stayed in a hostel, so it was a bit daunting to turn up. You feel a bit paranoid. Well, I certainly felt a bit paranoid because I'm not a typical hostel aged person, shall we say, but actually there were people there older than me, 1 or 2, and then lots and lots of 18 to 30 sort of age range. But it was absolutely fine. It was really well equipped. The thing with hostels is, yeah, okay, you have to share a room and things can be a bit tight in the room, and you can get all the awkward things that you could get with having to share a room with strangers. But hostels are brilliantly equipped. They have everything for everything you need. This hostel in Dublin had a hammock room, had a games room, it had table tennis, provided a continental breakfast, which was brilliant, everything you need in a kitchen, just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it was a bit awkward sharing a room, not gonna lie, but apart from that, it was great and a really good location. Another thing about hostels, they generally are right in the city centre, whereas you pay a premium if you're in your own private accommodation. Can get quite pricey if you want something reasonable right in the heart of the city. So location was great. Saw a couple of, I didn't see a couple of museums. I went to one gallery, which I'll show you my 2 favourite paintings that I found there. So I didn't take much footage of what I got up to in Dublin. I basically had an amazing Irish stew in a pub, had a couple of drinks one night in another pub. I didn't really feel like partying. I was on my own, I just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't party. I just had a couple of drinks and generally fairly early nights. I read a lot of my book and wandered quite a lot of the city, just enjoyed the food and the architecture and all of that sort of stuff. I did smell a couple of perfumes in one of the department stores in Dublin, and the one that I tried was what's it called, Libra Parfums Intense, because I've seen a lot of people say that they really love it, they prefer it over all the other variations, they don't like the other variations but they like this one, blah blah blah. So I thought I'd give it a go, so I put some on my hand. I always remember where I sprayed perfume. Do you? Even though it was days ago, I remember exactly where it was. Libra, I think it's Parfums Intense or something like that. Really nice actually. I don't really smell the lavender, so I did wear it on my skin. I didn't really pick up the lavender, which for me is a good thing. I'm not a lavender lover. I don't mind lavender. The smell of lavender is fine. I just don't really want to smell it as a strong smell in my fragrance. And to me, it was more like a very rich orange blossom that just wasn't that sweet. And it was a little soapy. and then it was just a little bit of an amber note. So in a way it was like Love Don't Be Shy from Killian, but just dialed down the sweetness massively, dialed down the syrupiness massively, adding a little bit of a soapiness. And that's what I got from it, and I found it reassuring. Was the very first word that came into my mind when I smelled it. Something reassuring, and that stuck with me the whole wear of the fragrance. It was like a reassuring fragrance, and I'm not sure why, and it might be because it's got this sort of soapy cleanness, but it's not really sharp or fresh. It's very, very steady. So I actually quite enjoyed that. Not enough that I need to buy it or anything like that, but I thought it was a really good fragrance for a modern designer release. I smelled something else on the other hand, but it has completely escaped my mind. I do know that it was something that I didn't particularly like, so it was fine, but it didn't excite me. Oh, hang on. Was it Jo Malone? Yes, no, it was Jo Malone, Ginger Biscuit. I tried that on my left hand and I thought it was nice because I have tried it before. I mentioned it in another video just on a strip. But this time on my skin, I thought it was nice. So it's a little bit of a spicy, lightly gingery amber scent really. And the dry down was quite sweet. It was a lot sweeter than I expected. Quite a vanillic, sweet dry down that just didn't excite me very much. So that was Jo Malone's Ginger Biscuit. Just a bit too sweet for me in that dry down. I like the opening, but yeah, the dry down's just very, very vanilla-y sweet. So then what happened? So 2 days in Dublin and then I came to Pisa. So I flew myself, I didn't fly myself. I got on a plane, someone else flew the plane offs. I got on a plane to Pisa and then I spent a couple of days in Pisa. So I will show you some footage. I really enjoyed Pisa. I loved, it was a bit warmer than Dublin, which was nice. I only got a tiny little bit of rain, which went really quickly. And I just loved wandering around. There's so much to Pisa. It's not just the tower and the other monuments. There's lots of shops, lots of great restaurants and all sorts of other little monuments and churches and cathedrals and bridges and the river. Really, really lovely. Really enjoyed Pisa. I ate pizza twice in Pisa. I wasn't going to eat a pizza last night because I'd already eaten it the night before, but couldn't stop myself. The pizza in Italy is just good. It's so good. So I did eat pizza 2 nights in a row. I'm going to try not to eat pizza tonight here in Florence. We'll see how that goes. And I've eaten some great pastries and cakes. I think I might have already shown you a little cookie type cake thing that I had the other day in Pisa. There's a few niche perfumeries, but they're tiny and they seem to incorporate other stuff. So I'll show you the shop window of one of them that I found. So it's sort of a mixture of trinkets and a few niche brands. It's really unusual. I didn't find any big perfumeries. The only places that I found were more well-known mass market type places like Sephora, Douglas. I did find a tiny little place, Elizabeta something it was called, a tiny little place that sold Carthusia fragrances, as well as a selection of others I just didn't bother trying, but it was a perfumery, but it was about that big. It was very tight in there, and I felt a bit, I don't know, outnumbered by the staff. But I did try a few Carthusia. I think Carthusia is an Italian brand. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know that for a fact. And I do think they're nice quality fragrances. From memory, they're actually not that expensive. And I tried a few on my hands. I always keep my arms free when I'm out in the shops in case I can try some perfume. So I tried, I smelt the tuberose one from the bottle. That was very nice. A little bit of a bubblegummy tuberose, a little bit fresh. And then I tried a couple of the floral ones. So there was a Fiore and another one I've forgotten. But basically what I would say is that the floral fragrances from Carthusia, very nice, very classic smelling perfumes. Might feel a little mature to some modern tastes. I thought they were very nice. None of those really scratchy, dry, amber woody chemicals in there that I could pick up at all. Very perfumey perfumes, if that makes sense. Classic perfumey perfumes, well worth sniffing. Nothing that made me want to buy it, but certainly smelled like nice quality. So I do recommend checking out Carthusia if you can. And one fragrance I really enjoyed testing was in that shop I told you about that had trinkets and stuff as well. It had Montal, had Gritty, which I didn't try, but the one I really wanted to try was the Violetta, because I love violet. So this one's called Violetta, and it's an old Italian brand. I can't remember, it's called Duchessa something. You'll see it in the video anyway. And I had some of the Violetta up here on my arm. Now this was 120 mils for 35 euros, so not expensive, and it was an eau de parfum. A really pretty violet fragrance that reminds me of Violetta from Penhaligon's. Very, very similar, although I think Penhaligon's is maybe a little fresher, a little more airy. This is a slightly more denser, kind of bit on the chalky side, a little bit sweetened, really, really nice. But it did go slightly, I'm not sure what happened on my skin, and it might just be my skin. There was something slightly, I want to say mouldy, but that's so wrong. Something just slightly off about it to my nose once we got into the far dry down. So I didn't indulge. I really thought that I might buy a bottle just because the packaging is so nice as well, but I didn't. But I thought it was well worth mentioning. If you haven't tried that and you like violet perfumes, then that's one that I do recommend checking out if you can. Then I think that's all for what I smelled in Pisa. So I'm just going to show you quickly what I bought with me. I already mentioned this one, which is Zoologist Nightingale. So that has been worn a couple of times. I didn't bring many at all because I'm starting to find that I prefer to bring less perfumes on holiday than I used to. I bought my decant of French Kiss from Galan, the discontinued rose, raspberry, vanilla, very syrupy, fruity, lipsticky kind of perfume. I love that. I still have a little bit on my hand that I put on earlier today. Really love that. It's more of a, because I don't have much there at all, for me that's more of a night out perfume now. It's sort of relegated to special, so I won't just wear that to go wandering around town. I probably will wear it for my evening meal. I'm not really going to go out partying, I don't think, here on my own. It's just not that kind of place. And let's save that one till last. I generally bring these pretty much anywhere I go because they're solid. They're solid balms, and they're great to go in your hand luggage, and if you just need a little touch up of fragrance while you're on the move, you're not having to spray something and annoy everyone around you. This is the Santalum Skin Balm from Teone Reinthal. Oh, it's not gonna It's not going to focus, but I will show you how that looks. So it's solid. You can see I made some little digs in there. It's basically the smell of embers. It is absolutely lovely. So a vanillic sandalwood, in short. And then the other one I have is my lovely honey amber, which is an orange blossom. It's an orange blossom. It sort of smells almost like there's a hint of green in there, like there might be some neroli as well, and a sweet ambery, slightly woody base. I think this one might have sandalwood as well, but I love these, and I did actually use one of them on the plane because it was suddenly out of nowhere a bit of a smell came up from somewhere, so I got some of the solid perfume and just did that to just help me get through that moment. And then, oh yeah, I've got one more. This was my scent of the day today for travel from Pisa to Florence. I wanted something fresh and clean, so I went for this one, Verano Portano from Francesca, which is a jasmine citrus, basically. Jasmine citrus, musk, maybe slightly woody, but forget the woodiness. It's not a big deal. It's more about the jasmine and the citrus. Very fresh, very natural smelling, very clean, makes me feel very put together, very elegant, and it's a light and it's not going to get in anyone's face, so I really enjoy that one every now and then. The one I've worn the most, I bought the full bottle with me, and oh look, this is a brand new bottle. So yes, I have got through a whole bottle of this, and I now have this new bottle of Unspoken Musk from Francesca Bianchi, and I wear it a lot. I also will just spray it on when it's time to go to bed. Unspoken Musk is Immortelle, musk, iris, vanilla. I can't remember what else. I think there might be a citrus note, and I think there's also a floral, but to me, once you get to the dry down, it really feels like just the bestest amazing combination of vanilla, musk and iris. That Immortelle, as you wear it, calms down, calms down, calms down. It does stick around quite a long time, but it starts off, Immortelle smells slightly maple syrup like, with almost a curry like edge. I don't really get much of the curry in the Immortelle in this, much more of the maple syrup, and almost like a herbal, but imagine a maple syrup that's been infused with some herbs, something like that. The maple syrup, the Immortelle to me is biggest in the beginning, and then it just gently, 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 gently calms down. So Unspoken Musk could totally be my signature scent, which is why I bought the whole bottle with me, so I could spray with gay abandon. That's it then, that's the end of this video, and do stay tuned because coming soon will be the one from Florence, and I'm actually just going to head off now and go and try and find Santa Maria Novella, the official store, which is amazing. It looks amazing online, and I am in that district, so I'm not far, so wish me luck. It's going to be fun. I'm going to get fed as well, which will be great. See you, bye.